Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Brakathum, to the hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom. Brother Taziyar Bayamian from the GMS Kansas City Church. Back with another walk and talk, man. I've been feeling these walk and talks lately. You know, I'm out by our camp spot and whatnot on a little walk. But yeah, man, spur of the lesson video. It could go 5 minutes, could go 15, could go 50. You know, it's all through the spirit, man. But I want to title today's video, "We don't live a double life. This is our life." Okay, we don't live a double life. This is our life. All right, because in the truth, we exhort brothers, you got to have a good Clark Kent game, man. You see the waters. You got to have a good Clark Kent game in this truth. You know, Clark Kent, that was Superman's daytime identity, right? When he wasn't wearing a cape, saving people, you know, he was Clark Kent. He was an average man. He did average man things. He had a woman, he had a job, he had rent to pay, he did all that. But when the moment truly called for it, you know, he was revealed as Superman. Now, in his truth, you know, because you don't really tell everybody what you're involved in, right? Because everybody don't need to know. It's not everybody's business. You know, you may not tell everybody what you're involved in, but let's say they do find out, they would say that you're living a double life because you don't disclose everything. You know, you're not one to, you know, put all of your business in the forefront, which is nonsense, man. All right, because being honest, I don't want to fucking be known by my government name, man. I don't want people to know me for who I am in terms of what the government calls me. You know, the name that appears on my taxes, the name that appears on my W-2, or, you know, the name people call me at work. That's not my life. You know, that person who does those things is irrelevant. All right? My government name and who I am outside of these videos is irrelevant. What's relevant is your true spiritual identity, man. You know, having your conversation right in the heavens as far as your conduct. You know, doing the right things for Yahweh Shemel Shai, preaching the word, going to camp, being there for brothers, exhorting brothers, being there for brothers. You know, that's what you want to be known for. I don't want to be known because, hey, this kind of like like the video I did going into, you know, what do you want your name on, you know? But, you know, like I say, you want to be known for putting in that spiritual work, being a righteous man of the Lord. And, you know, before I cut this camera on, and I was meditating, like, hold on, we got to put it in perspective. Like, where do we truly belong? All right, where do we truly belong? Because if we are the elect, and Lord's will, we be those, man. If we are the elect, we belong with the brothers and Yahweh Shai. All right, the elect belong with the brothers and Yahweh Shai because those were the ones that we were with in the beginning of the world. All right, now that don't mean, you know, you can't have associates in the world. That don't mean you can't have a woman. You know, you can't get you no pussy. You can't lay up. You know, that don't mean you can't associate with certain people in the world. I wouldn't associate with too many people in the world, but you can still have dealings. But you gotta understand, as it's saying in Sirach, every man will flock to his kind. Alright? So when you meditate on it, where do you truly belong, bro? Where do you truly fit in? Where do you truly hold value? Because your job will say you hold value. Damn, it's starting to rain. Your job will say you hold value, but that's only because you making that money. Your woman will say, you all belong together. You got that Mariah Carey, we belong together. When you left, I lost a part of me. Is it so hard to believe? Come back, baby, please, 'cause we belong together. Yeah, your woman gonna tell you that all day because, Jake, we be putting down that rod of correction. So obviously, your woman gonna say, we just belong together. But you gotta truly meditate. You gotta truly meditate on your spirit. Meditate on your spirit. Meditate on what you believe in. Meditate on what you expect out of this life. Meditate on what you're working for towards this life. And when you weigh that in the balance, you can see that we belong with the brothers in Yahweh Shah, man. Alright? Because in the world, you can't have certain complaints about the world to people in the world. Alright? If I went to somebody I know in the world and started complaining about these alphabet community people, they would say I'm being hateful. They wouldn't understand what I was saying. If I went to somebody in the world and started complaining about these niggas and how these niggas need to be destroyed, they'll say I'm hateful and I don't understand what I'm saying. But the conversation that we have with brothers in the world, it's like-minded and it resonates. Not only is it like-minded and we resonate, we also build each other up. Because you can go to a brother, in your weakest times. But yeah, man, I'm just tired of this shit. Tired of this, tired of that, tired of this, tired of that. And what are you gonna say? I feel you. Right? What are you gonna say? He gonna say, I feel you. And you know what? He gonna say, I'm tired of this shit too. And then, y'all might break bread, open up the book, read some precepts to each other, and comfort one another, man. That's what it's all about. Because that perspective that a man of the Lord has, only another man of the Lord can understand, man. Only another man of the Lord can understand, man. Alright? And things that we experience as younger brothers, us being younger brothers, things that we experienced in our life, guess what? Older brothers been through that. Older brothers spoke on that. Older brothers told you how to overcome that, man. Alright? So if you go to a nigga going about, talking about your situation and talk about shit you got going on, they ain't gonna get it. It's gonna be like talking to a brick wall, man. And really, I hate that shit, man. I hate trying to talk to people and trying to vent to people, and it just doesn't go nowhere because it just feels like I'm wasting my energy. But do that same thing with a brother. With a brother, you go and vent, you go and talk to a brother, he gonna feel you on a spiritual level. You know why? Because he experienced the same things, man. That's why it says in that Peter's, same afflictions are accomplished by your brethren that are in the world, man. So people like to say, going back to the topic, people like to say we like to live a double life. We don't expose the 100% of ourselves to everybody. Well, you can't handle 100% of us. Just be real. All right, your woman can't handle 100% of you. Your mama can't handle 100% of you. your siblings, your co-workers, whatever it may be. They can't handle 100% of you. So they just got to deal with whatever percent they can deal with, whether it's 25, 50, 75%. You know, somebody can just deal with 75% of you. You know, you may have a boundary where like, I can't really go into that with them, you know. Can't really talk about that with them. But with brothers, you can go 100%, not only 100%, you go 144%. You can go 144% with brothers, man. So it's not like that we live a double life. It's just the lack of understanding in this world, man. Right? There's extreme lack. There's an extreme lack of understanding within this world. All right? People think that they know God. They have no idea who God is, man. Speaking of Yahweh, you know, people say you love God, you want to know God, you want to get closer to God. You have no idea who Yahweh is, man. You have no idea what Yahweh is capable of. You have no idea what Yahweh has done in his life, man. All right? So even though we may have, you know, times where we low in the spirit, you know, times we not feeling it, or even if we try to feel it, you know, because sometimes you may not feel it, but you're trying to feel it, you know. Even in those times, guess what? We still had to fear the Lord, man. You got to fear the Lord, you know. So even in your darkest, hardest times, you know, if you're a man of the Lord, you're not gonna take the fucking DDG route and say F Yahweh. All right, even in your lowest times, you're not gonna say F Yahweh on some DDG shit and go live in the world. All right, even in your lowest, what it say in that Micah, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I sinned against him, man. Sometimes this life shit shall seem unfair. Sometimes, you know, you getting attacked from multiple different angles in this life shit. I'm being real, you know, and I'm not just speaking of my situation. I'm speaking of all brothers, man. You know, we getting something. Hey, brother Ricardo Barr, he did a video when it rains it pours. So, hey, it's like that. Sometimes you get hit on one angle. You got 3 different angles trying to get at you, man. But guess what? That ain't gonna make us lose our integrity in the Lord. That ain't gonna make us say that's Yahweh and just give up. No, we gotta keep believing. All right, regardless of what these people say, man. I don't give a fuck if you say I live a double life. Bitch, you can say I live 10 different lives. All right? You can say I live 10 different lives, but guess what? We live in one life for Yahweh Shemel Shai because we want that one goal. We want that one penny. That's all I want. You know, because if you live in double lives, you're trying to achieve 2 different things, you know, out of that objective. But really, it ain't the case. Everybody want that one penny if you're a man of the Lord. You know, so, you know, whatever I do with my government job, whoever people know me as, my fucking government name, I don't give a fuck, man. Hey, bro, I don't give a fuck. We is too late in the game to be caring about what non-believers say, man. So non-believers want to call you a demon for what you believe in. I'll be there. I'll be fucking Beelzebub, man. They call you Havashah Beelzebub. You want to call me Beelzebub? That's fine, man. You know, getting some views. Really, this river ain't shit, bro. just try to show brothers the landscape, man. You know, but like I say, people want to call you a demon because, you know, they can't handle the 100% you. That's their fault. They don't have the truth. All right, and that don't mean we need to get prideful. You know, that don't mean we need to get prideful and be like, hey, man, if you ain't got the truth, you know, just don't fuck with me. You know, if you ain't got the truth, then fuck you. I mean, because at the end of the day, we gotta deal with people in the world. We gotta have relations. Gotta have connections. And mostly we gotta get our daily bread. So it ain't like we gotta be petty and high-minded, but on a certain level, shit, what do the opinions matter? You know, that's why I'm able to come out here and preach in front of all this snow, brother, because I don't care. I don't care, brother. You know? But I feel like I'm ranting. I ain't really quote that many precepts. It's just a spur of the moment video. Or willingness that flying on praise, honor, and glory. It goes to Yahweh by Shemel Shai, by Shemel Dash. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the elders of great millstone. Y'all about to smell shot, but the thumb to the full action one.